Okay, guys, forgive my singing voice, but happy New Year. Welcome, guys, to the Patreon, the Trendsetter, aka Solo TV 84 Patreon. Now, guys, if you are now in 2023, um, it's a blessing. Be thankful. I thank the Lord that I made it this year. 2022 was a year of growth, a year of patience, and also a year of turmoil and chaos throughout the world, right? And in the crypto market, especially, starting in February, we started with the Ukraine Russia situation. Then we had the Terra Luna Classic situation back in May of 2022, right? And that caused a lot of pain in the markets, a lot of chaos in the markets. Now, the crypto markets are at 16.8, slightly green as I'm making this. The markets have healed pretty steady over New Year's Eve weekend. And by the way, guys, I hope you guys had a refreshing New Year's Eve weekend. Me personally, I didn't do much. I'm gonna be real with you guys. I went to a nice restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Met one of my homeboys there. It's all good, right? So guys, what are we to expect from the crypto market in 2023, right? 2022 was definitely a disappointment, and I will say that 2022 was not what I expected, and so there were a lot of black swan events that nobody could have predicted. I didn't predict, right? And 2023, guys, you guys know that I mentioned that we should be seeing a relief rally this year. That is my hope, right? Now they're talking about, on the Bitcoiners, they're talking about will 2023 be different? Okay, and so the question is different from how? Different from last year? Well, we want anything but last year. Well, not anything, but you guys get the point, right? And so there's a lot of talk about if we have reached the bottom yet or if we haven't. And guys, listen, nobody knows, okay? I don't care how great of a technical analyst they are or even myself. I don't know. Nobody knows. So anybody tells you they know when the bottom is, me personally, I think that I still think that we got to see 15K. And I still think that we might have some sort of a black swan event that could push this to 10K, because I'm looking at this from a macro scale of what's going on economically, not just in the USA, but what's going on with China, what's going on over in Africa, what's going on over in Russia. I'm looking at the whole world on a global scale, okay? Now, here is an article by the Daily Hodl, and they did a breakdown for Michael Van de Pope. Some of you guys may follow him on Twitter. He's a very known analyst, and he's saying that Q1 is going to be sideways markets with a potential temporary bottom. Q2, relief rally on Bitcoin to 30 to 35K amongst pauses of hikes and inflation coming down. Recession and crisis kicks in, one final drop. And then 2024 to 2025, massive bull cycle, Bitcoin to 250 to 300K. Yeah, you know what? I don't know if we'll see 250K or 300K. I think that we probably might see anywhere from 2024 to 2025, 90 to 150K. And then the 20... You know what I'm saying? The 2028, 2029 bull run, I think that's when we'll see 250K, okay? But before we worry about 2029 and 2025 even, let's worry about 2023. So what can we expect? Now, is this on point? Guys, you know what, guys? I say that I've said in the last month that we would see a Q1 relief rally. He mentioned 30 to 40K. That sounds about right. That sounds about right, because my prediction was 30 to 40K. He said 30 to 35. Now, if you've been dollar cost averaging for the last year and a half, the last year, or even the last 6 months, right? Just because Bitcoin goes up to 30, 35, what does that mean for some of your altcoins, right? And so what the best way to do that would be, number one, we could go back to about a year ago, pull up the charts to see where the altcoins are at. But if we look at a 30 to 35K Bitcoin, you could automatically double your altcoin prices. So you can double your 8 out of 50 cents, right? Doge, we saw Doge reach 15K when BTC was in around the same area we're at right now, right? So imagine if Doge goes to 30, 35, we could easily see, go back up to a 20-cent Doge, 21 cent, 22 cent Doge, right? Maybe 19 on the low end. You know what I'm saying? With a SHIB, we could go back up to, the 30 marker, which we hadn't seen in over a year, right? So imagine if you buy SHIB right now, and then SHIB, goes up 2.5x, you know what I'm saying? That could be a profit, right? If you put in a certain adequate amount right now, or if you already have been dollar cost averaging, and you're already up on your SHIB, you can take profit. Solana pumped very nicely yesterday at 12.52. It pumped at 1.15%, which, Solana guys, like I said, I'm not saying Solana's too big to fail. I don't like that verbiage, when they say, oh, it's too big to fail, because then somebody has got to tell me it's Terra Luna Classic or FTX, right? But Solana is being propped up by venture capitalists. We know that. We know that there's big money behind Solana, and also they got the Google partnership. So I do think Solana, you're going to see Solana, if there's a run-up happening, Solana could, if we get back to the 30, 40K, Solana could easily go back to the $20 marker, right? Now, this, of course, isn't 100% accurate, guys. Remember, predictions were made last year, too, where I said, we're going to see this or that, right? Now, the bull run is every 4 years. We know that. The Bitcoin halving, guys, we're about a little, over a year out, right? And typically we know that when the Bitcoin halving happens, that is the signal, historically, right, for a bull run to commence or to begin, right? Because the bull run happens before the actual bull run. It happens now, right? People that are still in the markets right now that are buying, you're in position when more institution money comes in, more retail money, everyday money comes in, right? You'll be in position to cash out. And that's what the main goal is for 2023, that if a rally happens, not to get me personally, I'm speaking for me personally. You guys know I'm not a financial advisor, but what I'm saying is, when a rally happens to 30 or 40K, whether it happens Q1 or Q2, right? Q1 is from January 1st to March 31st. Q2 is from April 1st to June, right? The last day of June. Here's the thing. If you're in a position where you're dollar cost averaging, let's say Shiba, Lunk, or even Empire Token, right? If a bull run happens, okay, let me be clear, not a bull run. Let me calm down, because you guys know I get excited. If a relief rally happens where Bitcoin sees 30 to 40K, right? And whether it's Q1 like I thought, or I'm thinking, because I'm still standing by what I'm saying, or it's Q2 like Michael Von the Poop or Pope, whatever his name is, says, right? Now, Empire Token right now, guys, at this marker, 0.0019, guys, it's almost the same price that when I originally invested it at, when it was 0.0012 something, right? So this price is not a bad price. So I'm definitely looking at Empire Token to see if this is going to be it or not. I know that right now they're going through a potential migration, so that way they can be on the Ethereum network as well, which then would enable them to get listed on Coinbase, okay? Because Coinbase doesn't like coins that, they have to burn X amount of tax and then, they do reflections. No, that's why a lot of these exchanges, if you were to buy Empire Token on Bitmark, for example, you may get it for a lower rate than you would get it on, Pancake Swap, right? However, you pay for it on the back end by not getting the reflections. That is the L side of that. Okay. Now, of course, if I'm gonna give you guys the good, gotta give you guys the potential downside too, because that's what we dealt with last year, right? So the worst case scenario, guys, is that we trade. The worst case scenarios, we trade sideways all year. That would suck, because then basically we're doing what we did in 2019, right? But then also, this is by Data Dash, Nicholas Martin, who's also a very popular YouTuber, and he's basically saying that typically in a bear market, we come down to the 45 point, and he's talking about charts, and the lowest that we've been at is the 49 point, and then also he's talking about the hash rates, that there's no real minor capitulation, not even the typical kind of capitulation we see in a normal bear market, with how bad things are, with how low Bitcoin's prices compared to the average cost of miners. These companies are burning through cash in order to extract Bitcoin that's worth a fraction of the cost of their mining and electricity. So in other words, guys, right now, Bitcoin miners are not making a whole lot of money, and he's saying that there needs to be a massive consolidation. There'll be a lot of sell-side pressure that is just going to make things worse here in the near term. It's simply supply and demand, okay? And so what he means by that simply is that because the miners aren't as active as they were, let's say, a year or two ago, and now that the price of Bitcoin is falling, it doesn't behoove a lot of miners to continue to mine Bitcoin if they're doing it at a loss, okay? Now, if the miner is one of these big mining companies or offshoots where, they got these big, you guys remember the video that I showed in the past before, right? I showed you guys last year how, like, in these random cities in Austin, Texas, for example, they have them everywhere. Even in Wisconsin, they've got these big mining rigs, right? And you just have a couple people that are just mining Bitcoin, right? But the problem is it costs a lot of money to do that, because you need a lot of power and electricity. And there comes a point where if you're losing money, then it's just not worth it to mine Bitcoin. So then typically what they do then is they scale their operation back, or God forbid, they even have to shut it down, okay? So let's talk about a couple things. Let's talk about Terra Station real quick. You guys know that I've been doing my weekly LUNC update on that. I didn't do it for the end of the year, but this is the last time that I will be doing it for this tier, just to guys show you where we started with 0 staking, and then within 17 weeks we got 80,000 LUNC as a reward for staking, right? Currently I got 1.5 million plus, right, because if we want to be correct, of LUNC staked on Terra Station. I had a few million staked a couple weeks ago, but then you guys know with what happened was there was rumors that Terra Station would be taken down and whatnot. And Terra Station is still working, guys, but I'm hearing inconsistencies. So me personally, what I'm doing is I'm slowly doing a rollback on my staking, because I always want to have 1.5 million staked. And I came up with this number because of what I feel comfortable with staking with my supply, okay? Some of you guys may feel comfortable staking more. Some of you guys may comfortable staking less. That is up to you, okay? There's no rule for staking. Staking is just you basically, the main draw or issue for me personally with staking, let me be clear, is that when you try to undelegate it, meaning unstake it, it takes 21 days to get your Luna lunch back, right? Now imagine today's the 3rd of January. Imagine LUNC goes on a run-up starting today, right? And by the way, we know that LUNC has been going on a run-up for the last 2 weeks, guys. And of course, we've been expecting it. It went up 30-something%. I said, hey, the first week or two of January, guys, remember, I was telling you all this a few weeks ago, that we might see this go back up, right? And so right now there has been some good development with the community. But right now we were down at the 12 marker just, about a week or so ago. Now we're at 15.8. We went up 30 something percent at one point last week. But currently, even though it shows that we're down 10%, we were even up a point, okay? So if Lunk were to run up, and this is just, I'm just telling you guys my thought process here. If Lunk were to run up, right, and I have it staked for 21 days, and I want to take some profit, or let's say Lunk is just doing some crazy numbers and drop to zero, right? And let's say I want to take some profits, well, I might not be able to because it would take 3 weeks, right? Now, if you're in this for the long term, which I am, by the way, guys, I'm in this, and I've said this before, I'm in this until it hits, $50. I believe that it could hit 50, but I'm not saying it's going to happen this year or next year. That's not what I'm saying, okay? Let's be clear. We're talking about a $50 Lunk. We might see that 5 years from now in the 2028, 2029 bull run. I'm already thinking that, okay? A lot of people are thinking 2024, 2025. Okay, we're already set up for that. We already got a strategy for that. But I'm also thinking beyond that too. You feel me? So with the Terra station, so what does that mean? I will still continue the videos for the higher tier with my strategy regarding that. But I'll be utilizing Trust Wallet most likely. And I'm also hearing that Atomic Wallet is also going to be allowing staking soon, right? But I feel more comfortable doing it on Trust Wallet. So when I start to make that that switch, you guys will see that on that tier, because I'm going to keep this going as a series. Because imagine, guys, if this goes back to a dollar, which I do think it can happen here within the next 2 or 3 years, right? Your staking rewards then would be equivalent to that. So you're looking at, nearly $38,000 for staking this for the last 2.5, 3 weeks that I've been, staking it, because I had to take the rewards out because of my undelegation. So this is not bad at all, right? And earned 80,000 Lunk within the 17-week period. And so what I'm looking at is I'm expecting the markets to be up and down and up. If Lunk does go back up, I'm expecting it to go down. And during those down periods are the periods then where I may reevaluate my staking strategy to see if I want to be more aggressive with it, right? Now, Shiba Inu, today, my favorite crypto ghetto site, and I don't mean it's ghetto because it's just how they got it laid out. They need to update it, but they have some of it. But I like their information because they talk about Shiba Inu more than others, right? And so basically, they're talking about healthy holder composition. One of Shiba's biggest problem was the large number of speculative traders who pushed the asset's value down every time SHIB took the recovery course. With a high number of free tokens in circulation, the selling pressure on Shiba Inu was rising for almost no reason. Well, I think that a lot of people use Shiba Inu, and I'm talking about the whales, right? I'm talking about the whales that buy it. They like to short it, or they like to, pump it up and down. Because you guys got to remember, a whale, if Shiba Inu, guys, for a whale, if it goes up 25% and a whale put in $1 million, 25% is going to give a whale a lot of bread. You know what I'm saying? So people have to understand that, yeah, that's $250,000 in profit right there. So you have to understand that for me and you, right, for the average person, a 25% pump, I mean, yeah, it's good for the morale. Let's be honest, right? It's a good morale booster, but for somebody who didn't invest $1 million in it, like a whale is going to see $250,000 from his $1 million, and he's going to take $250,000, and he's just going to take that and run. That's profit right there. And we're talking about whales, guys, that some of these whales that they're investing $10 million, $20 million, maybe even more. You know what I'm saying? Because with some of these whales, guys, I've been keeping track, right? We've been keeping track here. They're not investing just $1 million. We're talking about $4 million, $5 million, $10 million. We've seen that plenty of times, right? So new inflows. So this talks about after FTX, institutional money is leaving, right? I mean, I think that we will see more institutional money come in with regulation. You guys know what I think about that, and for those who don't, basically, regulation is gonna be the catalyst for institutions coming in, and this is one of the main reasons why we're also waiting for the XRP case, right? And then the third, Shiba Inu is oversold to the ground. Yes, I agree with that. SHIB is definitely oversold. They've shorted the heck out of SHIB, right? Just like he's talking about. And short squeezing, guys, is not something that I do. That's something that's advanced for day traders, where basically they're predicting the price to go down and they're betting on that, right? But the thing with short squeeze is, if you're wrong with the squeeze, then you got to cover the amount that you are betting. I mean, short squeezing, I'm not even playing with that. So if somebody were to ask me about it, I can't help you with it. Not a financial advisor. I don't know how to short squeeze. What I do know is it's very, very risky. And crypto's already risky enough, okay? It's already risky enough, right? So guys, pay attention. XRP, I'm paying attention to XRP. I'm also paying a lot of attention to LUNC, SHIB, and Solana, okay? Because of the fact that Solana moved up unexpectedly. Maybe a lot of people realize that, it's oversold as well. Because Solana right now, even though it's very bearish for a lot of people, the institutions are bullish on it, guys. Remember that. They're very bullish on it, right? But I'm paying attention to SHIB because I'm hearing rumblings about Shibarium, testnet possibly not today until the 6th, which is Saturday. So guys, pay attention to Shiba Inu. If you see some crazy price movement, volatile price movement, you might want to take, be in position to take some profit. Or if it's the reverse, if SHIB starts to dump, rapidly, then you might want to take, it might be a buying opportunity, right? Because it just might be. If the SHIB goes down to the 7 or even the 5 marker, yeah, I'm copping for sure. Now, Bone, guys, has gone up as well. Now, Bone is one that, you guys know that I've talked about in the past a little bit, but not much. I have a little bit of Bone, but not a lot at all. But Bone, basically, guys, has been going up for the last week. It's up 12%, right? And that may not be much, but it's better than nothing, guys. If we look at it, today's at 89.4 cents at one time, right? And then if you go back to August, right? Remember the Shibarium rumor started for September. It was at 77 cents, and then literally in September, then it went to $1.84, right? So I do think that Bone will probably see $2 again, but we gotta wait for Shibarium. But I do think that once Shibarium comes out, I mean, we could also be looking at if it's a rally condition. You know what I'm saying? We could see Bone potentially go back to its all-time high, depending on how Shibarium comes out, how it's executed, right, guys? Very, very important. Very, very important. So yeah, guys. Also, make sure, guys, to take a look at my strategy. This is not, this is for you guys, right? I posted this a couple months ago, and you don't have to follow what I'm following, guys. This is just something that I'm doing for my strategy for this year, and then of course, I can deviate this or adapt the strategy depending on what happens in the market, right? Meaning that if we have a rally that exceeds all expectations, let's say Bitcoin goes back to all-time high, that to me is not a rally, that's a bull run. You know what I'm saying? Great. Now, if on the flip side, if cryptos continue to go sideways or down even further, right, then that's where I'm looking at the strategy, and if I tweak it or change it, I'm gonna let you guys know. But typically, the main thing is that to mentally prepare myself, as it says, for anything that could happen. Because I think that last year, guys, I'm not gonna be disingenuous. Last year at this time, I was still riding off the high off of that November bull run. Remember that November 2021 bull run, and then December and January, I was going into this year like, okay, cool. Let's go for another one, right? And we know in the crypto markets, typically, for those type of rallies to happen, realistically speaking, the only catalyst could have been XRP to do that, or something bullish in the market. And then what happened? February, we had the Black Swan event, which brought cryptos down. So we went all the way from 50,000. Then by February, we were at like 35, 30K. You know what I'm saying? So that was a huge drop off. So incrementally, guys, realistically, now is the time where I'm focusing on every project, but primarily the top 100 coins, the blue chips. That'll be my main focus to start the year off. And then if there is a rally, then that'll be the time to take profits. And then, of course, guys, you know that if I take profits, I'm not going to tell you how much, but at what point, depending on which meme coin or altcoin, you guys know that I always drop it first in the Telegram group. That way you can get it in real time. If you're a Patreon, you, of course, you can be part of the Telegram for free. It's part of being a Patreon, right? But if not, if I'm not in the group, then I will definitely do an update video. But right now, guys, the market's more sideways action. Just paying attention, like I said, to Shiba, XRP, and Lunk the next couple days, particularly going into the weekend. And more videos to come, guys, this year. We're going to be in a good position, guys. I think that this year is going to be a roller coaster. It's going to be up and downs, down and ups. But if we're in position during those up times, then it'll be worth it. It'll whatever happened in 2022, it'll be worth it. You know what I'm saying? Now, in a case, guys, that whatever happens this year, mentally, I think that after last year, I don't think, we dealt with FTX. We're still dealing with FTX. We dealt with Terra Luna Classic. We're still dealing with Terra Luna Classic. I think after last year, guys, mentally, I'm prepared for anything. You know what I'm saying? If there's news that China's economy is falling and Bitcoin were to skyfall to 10,000, that wouldn't shock me, right? So mentally, after last year, my mind right now is prepared for any scenario, okay? Anyway, guys, God bless you. God bless America. Let's get it this year. And I'm out. Peace.